I'm so hungry. I'm gonna get hand tossed. Extra cheese. Hi everyone, welcome back to Nani's Picks. Una don't love me, no? Una don't love me. I'm Nani and you're watching Disney Channel. As you can see in the title, I'm gonna be talking about my start in the beauty industry. I'm currently in research and development in the cosmetic industry. I work with a global company. We specialize in prestige beauty, and we have an umbrella of around 35 brands, and I work with all brands. My journey has kind of been a professional and a personal one, and I truly think it's incredible how both my personal passion and my professional career in the beauty industry intertwines. It's very rare, it's not very often that you find that, so I'm very thankful every day that I'm able to mix my professional career with my personal interests and hobbies. It all started when I was featured on the cover of my local newspaper. Okay, I'm joking. Let's take it all the way back. My interest in skin started at a very early age when I was about 5 or 6, and I started to get freckles. So I wasn't born with freckles, I started to get them around that age, and my brother my brother told me that I was turning into a banana. That's why I was getting the freckles. And little me at the age of 5 or 6, I didn't know if that was true or not, so I really thought I was turning into a banana. So I'd wake up and I'd go into the bathroom, I'd look in the mirror and I'd count like how many new freckles I had since like the night before, if I woke up with any new ones, because I really wanted to see, am I turning into a banana? So my obsession, I would say, with skin started since way back then, when I had to pay like really close attention to how many new freckles I was getting to kind of, you know, finish my transition into a banana. To this day, I still don't eat bananas because I am absolutely traumatized because of that. Since then, I developed some level of consciousness with my skin. I was always like checking in the mirror. I always wanted to see what's new with it, what's going on with it. It was, you know, it was something that I paid very close attention to from such an early age. Fast forward to my teens, like around 13, I started to get acne. Thank you, puberty. I grew up with acne starting around 12 or 13, and it's something that I definitely struggled with, having not only freckles but then having acne to deal with. For me, it was a lot, and I would always compare my skin to other people's skin. So having perfect skin just wasn't in the books for me. It was something that I struggled with, and it was something that I definitely had to learn to figure out on my own. Like, how was I gonna help myself? Up on an island, we believe a lot in traditional medicine. Like, everything there's a bush tea for. There's always fresh produce, there's always fruits, there's always ground provision, there's always vegetables. Like, there's always something that some elder is going to tell you to eat to take care of something that's happening in your body. And for me, it was moringa seeds. So I had my grandma actually encourage me to eat moringa seeds, and you know, of course, at that age, I don't know what I'm eating it for. I'm just eating it because an adult told me to. Like, okay, fine, I'll eat it. And they said, you know, this will help with your skin. And I said, okay, great, trust you. By the way, moringa seeds taste horrible. Absolutely horrible. Like, it's the worst taste ever in my life. So bitter, you feel like you want to like actually die after eating it. So that's how bad it is. I actually took that with me to college. I went into university wanting to be a doctor. I did go through my studies being under a pre-med major, and around my junior year I had to kind of figure out what my research project was going to be. I had to figure out what my thesis was going to be in order to graduate at the level that I wanted to graduate. And I just remember feeling like everything was kind of boring. Like I didn't like any of the research projects, or I didn't like anything that the other professors were working on. And for me, I was like, okay, if I'm gonna have to do this for an entire year, I'm gonna have to find something that I am very much interested in. I needed something that I was going to be interested in, and I knew it could like really hold my attention. So it was time to choose my research project, and I mean, I knew that I'd have to work on this 24/7 basically. And I was like, why not use something that you work on 24/7 already? Which was skincare. Like I always was into it. I was always in Sephora. I was always at the mall, at some beauty place, trying to figure out which trend was, you know, was popping right now, trying to figure out which ingredient was the best one on the market right now. That was what I was doing even in my free time. So I figured, okay, how can I incorporate this into meaningful research that's going to actually get me my degree and fulfill what I actually like to do? So I remembered the moringa seeds that my grandma would tell me about, and I knew that I didn't even know what exactly the ingredient was. Like, why would she tell me to eat these seeds, and why would she say that it's good for the skin? So like, you know, with every traditional saying, there is some truth behind it, but you don't necessarily know what the truth is. For me, that was a challenge. I was like, okay, let me figure out what the truth is. So I brought this to one of my chemistry professors. I was like, hey, this is an idea that I have. I want to use these seeds, and in the end, I want to develop something that's going to be helpful with acne. I just don't know how to get there. Like, could you help me to get there? This is what I want my research project to be. And this woman, I love her so much. She still is one of my favorite professors. And she was just like, okay. I was like, I don't have to convince you anymore. She was like, okay. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I have to get started. The good thing is that she really allowed me to use my imagination, but also, even though I needed the guidance, she wouldn't step in until I actually was like stuck. Like I didn't even know where to go. So I was able to bring all these crazy ideas to her, and I was able to kind of just figure out my way, and she would guide me, of course. But it was good to be able to, you know, take my own research projects into my full hands and really work on something that I have a personal passion for. I worked on this for a year. I was able to get funding to get my moringa seeds. I found my supplier. I had thousands of seeds sent to me. Like I even had seeds when I was graduating, so many seeds. I worked on this for a year. Over a year actually, in the chemistry lab. I was able to do my extraction. I was able to present it. I presented it to several organizations. I presented it to the board of trustees of my university. I presented it at like our annual research fair. I think I did this research justice, and while I was, you know, doing this research, I was like, okay, this is something that I could see myself doing. I actually really love it. My original plan, of course, was to go to medical school. I started applying. I started like figuring out which schools I wanted to go to. So I had a mix of like applying to jobs, but I didn't really have any like, I didn't feel anything for those jobs. I was like, okay, I'm just applying for a job because I have to apply for a job, and I'm applying for medical school because, you know, this is what I came in wanting to do. Luckily, I was in the right place at the right time. One of my presentations, someone that's actually already in the cosmetic industry, who is now still my mentor to this day, I love her so much. She really came up to me and she was just like, we have to get you into this industry. Basically, she was just like, this is such a good project. She was like, come on, let's stay connected. Let's, you know, let's talk. And I think this is a good follow-up point. You definitely want to make the right connections. You know, it just so happens that sometimes you are put into positions where you can make a connection with someone, and just because you have like reservations or because your confidence isn't fully there, like so many people throw away these opportunities because they feel like, you know, they can't make these connections. There's only two things that people can say to you. People can only say either yes or no. If they say no, you find someone else, you ask again another time, and maybe they'll be in a good mood. I was able to make this connection with this very wonderful person who I still consider my mentor to this day. I still speak to her ever so often, and I still look up to her for advice. And trust me, that was one of the turning points for me. So after, you know, getting more information on the cosmetic industry, like for me, I didn't even know that this really existed. Like I knew that the cosmetic industry existed, but I didn't know in depth how it existed. I was just like, okay, I know that they're making lipsticks and foundations and eyeliners and eyeshadows somewhere, but like how? Like how is this happening? So I saw the job post, I applied for the job, interviewed, and fast forward 3 years later, almost 3 years later, I'm still in that cosmetic industry. Even though I'm in research and development, even though I have a scientific background, I love that I'm still able to express my creative side. I love that I'm still able to mesh these two parts of me together, and it really fulfills not only my career goals, but it fulfills a personal goal for me, because the thing is, I want to make sure that whatever I'm doing, I'm helping people. And like I said before, skin is so near and dear to me because I suffered all throughout my life, it feels like, with some form of skin dysmorphia. Is that a word? Like I suffered all throughout my life with some form of feeling insecure about my skin. So it really is a mission of mine to ensure that women feel happy in the skin that they're in, and you know, just to be able to provide some form of help, whether it be skincare treatments that we develop, new ingredients that we find and put into skincare treatments that can help someone to brighten their skin, or help with inflammation, or help with, you know, acne scars. Whether it be on the makeup side, we can give someone full coverage that's going to help to cover their blemishes for that day. Like, women feel confident, whether it's makeup or skincare, this fulfills me. This feels like a purpose that I'm fulfilling, because I'm able to live through seeing the satisfaction on women when they feel like their skin is healthy, or when they feel like they have that glow, you know. It's a good feeling for me. Looking back, I just think it's really weird how, you know, things started for me at such an early age, you know, with my freckles, then having acne, then of course having someone so close to me telling me, hey, try this seed, and then going to college and actually doing research on this, presenting it to so many people, hundreds and hundreds of people, you know, going on the front page of a local newspaper. And to know, being in an industry where it's just like, I don't know, I look back at my life sometimes and I'm just like, it's crazy how things happen. I think it's really important to know yourself as an individual and to know what sparks joy in you, to know what makes you happy and what brings through that drive. People function at such a better level when they are fulfilling something that's not just a professional goal but also a personal goal, and it's very rare to combine those two, which is why I say I'm still thankful every day that I'm able to combine those two. The other thing that I wanted to mention was, try to dig into what's your passion and what excites you. If you're in an industry, if you're doing something that doesn't excite you and doesn't bring you joy, most likely you're going to be drained each and every day that you're still in that. And people function best when they're happy. Don't you want to be happy? So know your passion, know what excites you, and if you have to take some time to figure that out, that's fine. Go on your Eat, Pray and Love and figure out what is best for you as an individual, and soon enough everything will start flowing with that. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully it was helpful, and hopefully I was able to leave some tips with you guys, whether you are just starting out, whether you're in the middle of your career and you don't know where to even head, or if you were just bored and you just wanted to watch. Thank you for supporting me. I appreciate it so much. I'm very excited for the next videos that I have coming up, and make sure you subscribe. Hit the subscribe button so even if you're busy you can still watch it, because it's going to be right there on your home feed. Okay, sweet. I just did an Instagram poll asking people if I should finish this current video that I'm filming, or if I should go get pizza. 71% said I should go and get pizza. Una don't love me, you know? Una don't love me. Hand tossed or thin crust? Domino's or Pizza Hut? Comment below, let me know which one you like more, Domino's or Pizza Hut. I look forward to seeing you guys. Well, I'm not seeing you guys, but I look forward to you guys seeing me in the next video. Bye. All right, bye.